That's anti-science. You're anti-science. Rather like conspiracy theory, it's a similarly loaded term designed to put safety curtain around lies. It's weaponized to demonize those who would counter an elite or an industrialist once otherwise. A subtle slur to silence, designed on its immediate release to make all other narratives cease. To do as they want to be done, to cut all critical knowing dead. And the ironic part is that those who parrot this on, well, they feel that they have won by trying to make the more widely researched appear dumb. And so their thinking comes to pass. Their narratives become the people's and their slogans ours. I'll trust the science, verbatimly said so many. Well, let me quickly vent, throw in my 2 cents. The science is sometimes bent. I feel strong need to replete that. Some science is bent. Like all else, it's bought and controlled and is paid for by them, the 1%. Not all science consents. To say so is fact circumvent. Sometimes data is lost, quashed, or data collated in such a way as to deliberately misrepresent, to fulfill an agenda with fraudulent intent. Monsanto. Not just killing bees, but killing the science that links their products to the disease. Masters at the rebrand, their GMOs, not Frankensteins, but new wonder seeds. It's science that tells us aspartame is safe, after twice telling us that it wasn't. Cue the lobbyist and the infiltration of the FDA, approval corrupted, bought and paid for. So again, science can be bought and science can be bent. How else did our food source get so processed and poisoned to such a toxic and yet approved extent? So no, not at all is all science fact. Court fines themselves reveal that. And to be called anti-science, well, it's a ruse, a ploy to muddy this fact. It's a misnomer on masquerade, cloaking the interests of industry and pharma in supposed yet bulletproof arguing vests. It's insulting to all. This misnomer that all science is fact. Some, yes, and that's why the ploy works, because it has some basis in fact. But just add the prefix rigorous for even greater deceptive effect. It's wordplay. It's a catchphrase. Use as a throwaway. Net the critique, throw away the critique. So if one is asking me to trust the science, then no, I don't trust the source. Same goes for their satirical data. We've witnessed this blind faith in scientism at work, and how for some generations, and not even those past, just a white lab coat dressed would have done the same work, made all speech attested and unquestioned iron cast. Nothing to manipulate here, no mirrors or smoke, only for mother's choice of laundry soap. Oh, and that embarrassing era when doctors told it was all okay for health to smoke. The media. They're just as culpable. The public interests are not theirs. It's for their own financial interests and for their big funders and brothers. Pharma, it's for them and their pills that they shill. Whoring for toxic medicines and then collecting on that bill. Aiding not the covering but the covering up of their crimes. Here, a quick little nursery rhyme. Big Pharma Piggy went to the marketing hall, spent most of his pocket money there, deposited it with doctors, paper rags and US TV ads, leaving less for his studies, one ought to be aware. Selfish little piggy with his priorities laid bare. Buying media time, doctors' dockets, using TV commercial and falsified data, pushing health concerns onto the people, drug peddling, meddling, creating consumers out of air time. For them, it's always medication time, how to keep customers for a lifetime. Stocks don't perform so well on one time. And their US pricing, well, excuse my language, but it's fucking organized crime. And if those both selling and pushing for the need are the same ones who profit, then conflict of interest, well, it doesn't even cut it. They have patents to push through and their stock prices to protect us. Has anyone independently fact-checked their safety checks? They have a checkered history of drugs recall, that's fact, and their drugs and cancer cures are a leading cause of death. And has one done one's reading up on the 1986 Vaccine Injury Act? Its implication I would not neglect if I was deciding their known poisons to inject. So keep that thought present before one gives one's bodily consent, and that of the kids your decisions represent. I think it bloody prudent to give some thoughtful pause to the 1%'s interest in their habitual selfish intents. One's immune system is the perfect defense, and nutrition to aid this, it's just common sense. But there's no cent or pence to be made in this, so let's be honest and make no pretense that what guides these folks comes at our expense. I really don't think the public are really core to their cause. That has never been the case. It's power, control, and money that form their actions of law. So remind yourselves honestly, when was the last time you saw them have altruistic intent? I know that at least some of you can hear this last statement to some extent. Be careful to not long snooze, because it's sinister, it's ugly, it's robotic besides, it's artificial, it's theatre, it's all a fucking disguise, it's conjury, it's trickery, it's lies, lies, lies. Stay with me for chapter 3, where we'll look at the media and their manipulations, because without ownership of this dissemination tool, to be honest, none of this would really be possible. So be careful what you watch, and please stay tuned onto me. Subscribe, Gypsical Lyrical, YouTube, and the rest link will be found underneath here. Thank you.